Taking care of a garden involves more than just planting and watering. Weeds can become a significant problem if not managed properly. Effective weed prevention is vital for maintaining a lush, healthy garden. Weeds compete with your plants for nutrients, water, and light. They can even harbor pests and diseases that may affect your garden's health. Keeping weeds at bay ensures that your plants grow strong and healthy. This video will explore some of the best strategies for preventing weeds. Let's dive deeper into each technique. Mulching is one of the simplest and most effective ways to prevent weeds in your garden. It involves covering the soil with a layer of material that blocks light, which weeds need to germinate. This simple technique can save you hours of weeding. Organic mulches such as bark chips, straw, or compost break down over time and add nutrients to the soil, enriching it naturally. Inorganic mulches like gravel or landscape fabric do not decompose and can provide longer-lasting weed control, making them a durable option. Spread a 2 to 4 inch layer around your plants, making sure to keep it away from the stems to prevent rot and disease. This barrier will stop weed seeds from getting the sunlight they need to sprout, effectively reducing weed growth. By regularly replenishing the mulch, you can maintain an effective defense against weeds and keep your garden looking neat. Mulching not only aids in weed prevention but also conserves moisture, reduces soil erosion, and improves soil health, creating a thriving environment for your plants. Landscape fabric is another excellent tool for weed prevention. This material, made from woven or non-woven polypropylene, is laid over the soil to block weed growth. It allows water and nutrients to penetrate while preventing weeds from emerging. To use landscape fabric, first clear the area of existing weeds. Then roll out the fabric over the soil, cutting holes for your plants. Secure the edges with landscape pins to keep it in place. Finally, cover the fabric with a layer of mulch for added protection and aesthetics. Landscape fabric is particularly useful in flower beds, vegetable gardens, and under pathways. It provides long-term weed control and reduces the need for chemical herbicides. Cover crops are plants grown to cover the soil rather than for harvest. They play a significant role in weed prevention and soil health. Common cover crops include clover, rye, and vetch. These plants grow quickly and densely, outcompeting weeds for light, water, and nutrients. Cover crops also improve soil structure and fertility. For example, legumes like clover fix nitrogen in the soil, which benefits subsequent crops. These plants can be sown after harvesting your main crops or during the off-season to keep the soil covered. When it's time to plant your main crops, you can cut down the cover crops and incorporate them into the soil as green manure. This method reduces the need for synthetic fertilizers and herbicides, making your garden more sustainable. Section 5. Proper plant spacing and dense planting. In this section, we will explore the importance of spacing and density in your garden. Proper plant spacing is crucial in the battle against weeds. It ensures that each plant has enough room to grow and thrive. By planting your crops closely together, you can create a canopy that shades the soil, effectively blocking sunlight. This shade prevents weed seeds from getting the sunlight they need to germinate, thus reducing weed growth significantly. Dense planting also means that your plants will use up the available resources, such as water and nutrients, leaving little for weeds to thrive on. However, it's important not to overcrowd your plants, as this can lead to poor air circulation and increase the risk of disease. Follow the recommended spacing guidelines for each plant species to ensure optimal growth and health. This technique is especially effective when combined with other methods like mulching and cover cropping, which further suppress weeds and improve soil health. By focusing on proper spacing and density, you can create a garden environment that is hostile to weeds and conducive to healthy plant growth, ensuring a bountiful harvest. Section 6. The role of hand weeding and cultivation. Hand weeding is one of the oldest and most effective methods of weed control. It involves manually pulling weeds out by the roots. This method is labor-intensive but highly effective, especially for small gardens or specific weed problems. Weeds are easiest to pull when the soil is moist, such as after rain or watering. Use a weeding tool to loosen the soil around the weed, then pull it out, making sure to remove the entire root. Regular weeding prevents weeds from seeding and spreading throughout your garden. Cultivation, or hoeing, is another physical method to control weeds. Both hand weeding and cultivation should be done regularly for the best results. Section 7. Organic and pre-emergent herbicides. Organic herbicides are a safer alternative to chemical ones. They are derived from natural sources and are less harmful to the environment. Common organic herbicides include vinegar, which can kill weeds on contact, and corn gluten meal, which prevents weed seeds from germinating. Vinegar is most effective on young weeds. It works by burning the leaves, causing the plant to die quickly. For tougher weeds, a stronger solution or repeated applications may be necessary. Corn gluten meal is a pre-emergent herbicide that inhibits seed germination. Apply it in early spring before weeds start to germinate, and reapply every few months for ongoing control. Using organic and pre-emergent herbicides can significantly reduce the time and effort needed to control weeds. Section 8. Solarization with clear plastic. Solarization is a natural method that uses the sun's heat to kill weeds. This technique is not only effective but also environmentally friendly, as it avoids the use of chemical herbicides. It involves covering the soil with clear plastic during the hottest months of the year, typically in mid to late summer when the sun is at its strongest. The plastic traps heat, raising the soil temperature to levels that are lethal to weed seeds and seedlings. This process can also help to eliminate certain soil-borne diseases. To solarize your garden, start by clearing the area of debris and watering the soil thoroughly. This ensures that the heat penetrates deeply into the soil. Then, lay clear plastic over the soil, securing the edges with soil or rocks to keep it in place. Make sure the plastic is tight and flat against the soil surface. Leave the plastic in place for 4 to 6 weeks during the peak of summer. This duration is crucial for achieving the desired soil temperature. The intense heat generated under the plastic will kill weeds, pathogens, and even some pests. This method can also improve soil structure and fertility by breaking down organic matter. Once the solarization period is over, remove the plastic and prepare the soil for planting. Your garden will be ready for new plants, free from weeds and healthier than before. Section 9. Proper watering techniques. Proper watering techniques can also play a role in weed prevention. Weeds often thrive in areas where water is abundant. By using precise watering methods, you can ensure that your plants get the moisture they need without encouraging weed growth. Drip irrigation is a highly effective watering method. It delivers water directly to the roots of your plants, reducing the amount of water available to weeds. This method also conserves water and reduces evaporation, making it more efficient than overhead watering. Another technique is to water deeply and infrequently. This encourages deep root growth in your plants, making them more resilient and reducing the likelihood of weed establishment. Section 10. Natural barriers and garden maintenance. Natural barriers can be an effective way to prevent weeds from spreading into your garden. Materials like bricks, stones, or even plastic edging can create physical barriers that stop weeds from encroaching. Installing barriers around garden beds, pathways, and borders is a straightforward process. Dig a trench and place the barrier material firmly in the ground. This not only prevents weeds but also gives your garden a neat, defined appearance. Regular garden maintenance is also crucial in weed prevention. Keep your garden tools clean and sharp to avoid spreading weed seeds. Consistent maintenance helps to keep your garden in top condition and reduces the need for more intensive weed control measures. Section 11. Importance of healthy soil and lawn care. Healthy soil is the foundation of a weed-free garden. Well-maintained soil supports strong plant growth, which in turn helps to suppress weeds. Regularly adding organic matter, such as compost or well-rotted manure, improves soil structure and fertility. Healthy soil also promotes beneficial microorganisms that compete with weeds for nutrients. Lawn care is equally important in weed prevention. Regular mowing, aeration, and fertilization keep your lawn healthy and dense. A thick lawn can outcompete weeds and reduce the need for herbicides. By focusing on soil health and lawn care, you create an environment where your plants can thrive and weeds struggle to survive. Section 12. Summary of comprehensive weed prevention. Preventing weeds in your garden requires a multifaceted approach. By combining various techniques, you can effectively manage weeds and maintain a healthy, vibrant garden. Mulching with organic or inorganic materials blocks light and retains moisture, making it harder for weeds to grow. Using landscape fabric, planting cover crops, and ensuring proper plant spacing are all effective ways to suppress weeds. Hand weeding and cultivation, especially after rain, help to keep your garden clean and weed-free. Organic and pre-emergent herbicides provide additional control without harming the environment. Proper watering techniques, such as drip irrigation, minimize water availability for weeds while benefiting your plants. By staying vigilant and proactive, you can enjoy a garden that thrives without the nuisance of weeds.